Hello class and welcome to HR Management. In this chapter we're going to talk about human resources and globalization. So let's get started. The world is growing more and more global. Anyone who thinks that's not going to happen, wants to fight it, they're actually a bit delusional. The world is continuing to cooperate and work together, and as organizations begin to do business in other countries, they're running into a series of complex problems that they don't face when they're operating only in their home country. So in this particular lecture, we're going to talk about some of the strategies companies use to deal with staffing in foreign countries. It's important to note that when a company or organization is considering expanding into another country, you look at global and regulatory factors. You have to consider offshoring operations, as well as global staffing issues. The bulk of this lecture is going to focus on global staffing, but it's very important to decide, are we doing offshoring? Are we going to build a full-fledged facility in that location or in that country? What's going to be the extent of our business operations? Are we just selling? Are we going to mail products in and have it drop shipped? Or are we going to actually have a physical storefront? If we're going to have a storefront, are we going to have manufacturing? Are we going to do something a bit more than that? Are we going to put a full-fledged division of our company there? These all are very important decisions. You also have to look at the politics of that country and how easy it is for you to be able to interject a new business there. There may be special taxes and other incentives that you have to do in order to set up facilities or do business in other countries. You need to look at all of that. When it comes to global staffing, though, there are four popular strategies. These are ethnocentric policy, a polycentric policy, a geocentric policy, and a regional-centric policy. These are the concepts that you're responsible for knowing and understanding as relates to HR in this class. An ethnocentric approach to staffing refers to hiring managers or bringing in managers from your home country. So let's just use an example of America, and we're going to invest in Japan. So with an ethnocentric policy, I'm going to have American managers over in my Japanese subsidiary, and they're going to be the key manager. They're going to hold the key positions of power, authority, and influence in the organization. Now, there's some benefits to that. Namely, because the people that are in the key leadership positions are Americans, there's very good communication between the subsidiary and America because they have the shared language, shared cultures and values, and it's easier to communicate. Where you may run into some challenges is with the Americans that are in leadership and how they're working with the people, the Japanese people who are making up the lay workers. So there may be some cultural gaps, there may be some communication issues and challenges that take place. Polycentric policy refers to having people from that host country, so in this case Japan, and they're in key leadership positions, and they're managing other Japanese people. There's some benefits and drawback to this approach as well. Namely, you'd have good synergy and communication between the key leadership positions and the lay employees. However, there may be communication and cultural challenges between the subsidiary's leadership and the home office back in America. You have geocentric policies. And what this says is that we're going to pick the best person in the world. We're not going to limit it to any particular country or any particular city. We're going to search for the best person in the world to serve in the key leadership positions in this organization, and we're going to put them over in our Japanese subsidiary. So some of the benefits of this is that you're getting excellent talent. You're getting world-class talent who can definitely get the job done. But you're going to run into cultural and communication issues on both sides, with both the home country and the Japanese lay workers. Regiocentric refers to picking the best person from a particular region. Now, a region can be defined in any number of ways, but let's say we're talking about Japan, so I may consider the Asia-Pacific region. So I'll consider looking for employees for key leadership positions in Australia, New Zealand, China, in maybe North and South Korea, and Singapore. So I'm looking at a particular geographic region, and I'm going to identify the absolute best person in that region to fulfill that position. So you have benefits and drawbacks here. Generally, you're going to get a world-class employee or set of employees to operate in those key positions, but you will also run into communication and cultural challenges with the Japanese workers as well as with the back office. These are all very reasonable approaches. They're commonly used in America when it comes to dealing with global issues and staffing. That wraps it up for this lecture. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please shoot me an email. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send me an email, or feel free to see me in class if we're meeting for physical lectures. Thank you and have a good day.